Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Dudes Talking About LOL podcast. Today I'm going to show you how to subscribe to our podcast so that you can listen to or watch the episodes of our podcast. So first, navigate to our website. I'm assuming that you're listening to the show by clicking on the YouTube link here. And if you are, that's great. However, I would warn you that I'm going to ask you to click on a couple of links, so you may wish to open that video in a new tab. So I'll give you a little bit of time to do that now. Okay, so to actually subscribe, there's a couple of ways that you can listen to our podcast. First, you can listen to it directly within your browser. Below every one of our episodes, there will be this little player link, and if you click on that, an episode will start playing. We won't listen to the whole episode, but again, you can do that with any episode that you want to. Well, and this should work on mobile devices. It is an HTML5 compliant player, which means that you should be able to listen to it on any device as well as, say, Apple devices. So to subscribe to our podcast, on the right side of our page under contact information, there's a podcast feed link. When you click on that, it takes you to our FeedBurner feed. And I've already previously subscribed with iTunes, which is why it says here, subscribe with iTunes. But you can click on show all subscribe options, and they have most of your favorite podcasting catchers or feed catchers in here, such as Podnova, MyYahoo, and then also iTunes. So if you click on the Add to iTunes button, assuming that you have iTunes installed, it will say, hey, do you want to add this? And you can click Launch Application, and it will automatically add it and subscribe. And because we have 2 episodes up currently, it will download both of them. After it's done downloading one, color scheme as well as a little icon should automatically appear. So I'll give it a couple of seconds for that to happen so that you can see what it will look like. Again, so you can see here's a little icon. And then I will choose also to download this one. Okay, so this is how you subscribe in iTunes. If you have another podcasting program that you prefer to use, this will be our feed, which you can then copy and paste. Control copy, and then paste into your favorite podcasting program so that you can subscribe with any program you want, essentially. In iTunes, it's relatively simple. You just hit on File, and then subscribe to podcast. Sometimes by default this menu isn't open, so you click up here and then hit show menu bar. So see how there's no menu bar, and then click on that, show menu bar. Now there is a menu bar. Then go to File, subscribe to podcast, paste the feed there, and then hit OK, and it would subscribe for you. But because we've already subscribed, nothing's happening. Notice again how this is a beta. This is a link to our beta podcast, and I will update that when we actually release our podcast officially. So again, dudestalkingaboutLOL.com. That's our website. Hopefully you didn't have any trouble subscribing. If you did, or if you have any questions or comments other than subscribing to our podcast, go ahead and here's our contact information. Give us an email. Our email is comments@dudestalkingaboutLOL.com. And then our phone number, if you want to leave a voicemail, is 832-LEGEND-0 or 832-534-3630. So thanks again. This is the Dudes Talking About LOL podcast. Good luck and happy gaming.